Hello everybody, welcome back to another video of Heroes of the Storm. Today we're going to be playing some Chen. Chen has slowly become one of my favorite heroes in the game because of his fun, unique playstyle. I used to think Chen was a very boring, underwhelming, bad pick, and now I think he is just a bad pick. But no longer underwhelming and unfun. He is, statistically speaking, pretty weak, but he can be, in the right circumstances, which can often occur in quick match, very fun. There's two builds that I found that work very well. One is more of what I like to call a fat Illidan, where I go in the backline and I mess it up. And the other one is a very unique playstyle where you do nothing but drink your brew. Anyways, we're going to jump into it, find out which build we need, and hopefully have some fun. Hey, Thingwub from the future here. Quick disclaimer, this video was recorded while my drivers needed updated for NVIDIA, so it slightly lagged my game and kind of messed up the recording audio, so there's a slight delay in the audio. Try not to pay attention to it, but it's there and I can't fix it, I'm sorry. Alright, see you in the game. Alright, so we find ourselves on the Black Hearts Bay today. Now, Chen is a bruiser that lacks wave clear, and I really think this is one of the biggest issues he has, is he has no wave clear and no hard crowd control. Before this game died, I wish they took this map out of the rotation. I love this map. I know a lot of people don't like this map, but I love this map. So I mentioned you can either go a support Chen, or you can go a damage Chen, or fat Illidan, and we're gonna go fat Illidan this game because typically you go the support Chen into teams that are more poke focused, whereas that team is more burst focused. So I'm hoping I can get onto their backline and kill it before they kill ours. Because if I was in my support build, it takes a lot longer to come online, and it's typically better against mages that deal poke damage than a melee team that just straight up hurts. That being said, the build that I am going right now, it does take a little bit of time to come online. So level 1, it's absolutely broken, and then level 7's when you get some sort of defensive capabilities. So here at level 1, we're gonna try to freeze this wave as well, because as Chen, we're actually really good at freezing a wave because we can just stand here. And what this does is it forces the minion wave to stay where I'm at. So this way, I can now bully the Zeratul, and I can no longer get ganked. I'm unable to get ganked. And now, we just win trades against him. And this is how you play Chen, in a nutshell. Unfortunately, the minion wave did come close enough to get hit by the tower there, which does suck, but the wave is relatively frozen in place. Gonna pick up our globe here, heal up off of our brew, and get ready for this objective, which there is a gray main here, but thankfully my allies coming too, so we're just gonna soak up our brew and try to burn down these enemies before that they can do anything to us. So thankfully Tracer's here. We'll let her pick up the gems too because she already has some. And continue our laning phase, which if she helps me push this, that would be perfect, because I need to break this wave into the crash this wave into their towers so that I can reset and go to base and heal. That's beautiful. We'll give her a little thank you. So now what this does is it's forcing all this XP to go there, so they either have to react to it and pick up this XP, and if they don't come, they lose the XP, as well as it's getting some tower shots. And this minion wave should crash somewhere right around here, so we are able to still be within a reasonable distance to retreat. And the enemy team is still missing, so we're gonna assume that they're coming to kill me. But I do want to clear the minion wave, so we stayed probably a little too long. We can just mount up and hopefully walk right on out. Gotta dodge the skill shot, which we're able to do, and we can heal up off of our brew as best we can. 3 enemies bot we see, and Zeratul is middle, so they might be changing strategy up a little bit, which is bad for me because you saw how well I did against the Zeratul. It was very well. Yeah, all 4 of them down here. Same thing as before. We're going to want to try to freeze the minion wave as best as possible. But, I mean, if there's more enemies here, then not, we're going to be in trouble. So, yeah, there's more than I'd like. We do see 2 of them there. So, I'm going to just try to get on their healer. Using my other level spells, or my talents, to be able to jump in, poke damage, and get out relatively fine. We do actually see the whole friendly team coming in here, so we're going to press this advantage. Unfortunately, the whole enemy team's also coming in, but it matters not before they lose their healer. As Chen, you're pretty decent at tanking towers to an extent. You will start to lose eventually because your trait runs out, but while your trait's active, you can tank towers pretty well. Now, the level 7's where you got to decide if you want health regen or basic attack illusion, and I think I want basic attack illusion. And it looks like friendly team says they want to beat bottom lane, so we're gonna have to do what Chen doesn't like to do, and actually soak waves. So from our level 1 talent, we picked up Eye of the Tiger. This allows enemies that are soaked by our brew, they will receive more basic attack damage from us, as well as heal us for a small bit of the basic attack damage we deal to them. This is what allows us to win our trades, and this is what makes our early game so good, as you saw me absolutely obliterating the Zeratul on the enemy team just earlier. With that being said, though, it gives us excellent damage out on a lot of mages, or things like Zagara. It's been said on this channel a million times that Zagara needs to be removed from this game because she's not Zagara. Her hunter minion is dog crap, and a broken ability, but it stems from the hatred I have for Zagara. I'm not letting you get away like that, buddy. Sorry, dude. Activating our 1 there to gain some movement speed, and it also gains us the elusive trait, so we are elusive to basic attacks. Hit her up with a little bit more damage there, and then pick up the only ult in this game that I find worthy, which is Wandering Keg. I'm gonna look for this enemy. Yep, enemy Greymane, and he's bound to trade into me soon, which is when I'll press my 1 to elude all basic attacks and time our kick so that it lands just as the pull happened, so we were able to fly with the pull of the Anduin to obliterate that poor Greymane. Level 4, we went for Accumulating Flames. This just allows our basic attacks to increase the duration of our W's tick damage, which works very well whenever you're chasing an enemy down and getting those crit basic attacks off of enemies who are ignited or soaked in brew. After that, we went for Elusive Brawler, which is a talent that I mentioned. It grants you movement speed, as well as you evade all basic attacks that you take for 2 seconds on a 25-second cooldown timer. But this cooldown timer gets reduced by 2 seconds every time you basic attack. Remember, we're basic attack build, so this is fine by us. I'm going to have to go bottom lane to help the friendly team out because Tracer is getting other stuff done on the map. And we're going to look to get a pick on the Anduin if we can. Which shouldn't be too difficult if he steps up properly. There we go. It looks like we get the Greymane instead, which we're going to try to just continue to push this Greymane back deeper into our fort. There we go. Bully him as much as possible. We love to bully. Bully, bully, bully. And they don't have a fort, so they should be dead. We see the Anduin picking favorites and saving her Zeratul instead of... Oh, God. Instead of the Johanna, but it actually worked out fine for them. I'm going to go for Ring of Fire. This ability will grant area effect damage whenever I ignite a target with my W. This is to keep Zeratul from getting into stealth, as well as it helps out with my wave clear, as it seems like we've been needing a little bit more wave clear in general for this friendly team. So we'll pick that up to get the wave clear, and then I guess turn in my gems, which will be enough for the turn in. We also, like I said, we picked up Wandering Keg. Wandering Keg is a fantastic ult that can be used in a multitude of situations. My favorite is to jump behind an enemy. Excuse me. Jump behind an enemy with your Q. And then, while they're behind you with your Q, you can press R immediately, and it boops them back. It's what I did to the Grey Mane earlier. That allowed us to get the kill on him. So it'll boop him back and just shove one isolated target into your team. It's kind of like a Dollar General version of Gorge, but it works out wonderfully most of the time. If you are afraid, though, that the enemy team is there to kill you, you don't have to use it as an engage. It's a fantastic disengage. However, I say this with a grain of salt, because despite it being a fantastic disengage, it is also counterintuitive because it doesn't work well with your stagger ability. I'm gonna go ahead and press our stagger here so that we can heal up the damage that the Kira had done to me through drinking brew. And I would love to be finding solo targets to beat up, because that's what Chen likes to do. It likes to beat up solo targets, but unfortunately the friendly or enemy team is doing a good job of grouping. We're gonna clear this minion wave. Keep an eye on the red team. You can see our wave clear is actually doing much better now that we have this this bruise-soaked things. We're gonna go ahead in here and get this enemy team a little bit split up and try to get the Anduin specifically split from his team. Gonna go ahead and activate my 1 just to run from this enemy team, as well as all my other buttons. And I need to be thinking about what level 16 I want. Now, Chen's 16s, truthfully, are not the best. There's many other heroes in the game that have level 16s that are just straight up better than what this man has. Especially considering to how good some of his other talent tiers are. I think I'm going to activate my 1 here just to evade any incoming damage that might be upon us. But combo strikes can work in a lot of instances. It's judging whether or not this is the instance that it's gonna work. If I can be getting these multiple auto attacks off. If not, flying kick is the way to go. But I kind of think celerity could be good too, because we need... They might be on this. I'm gonna go check, because we might need the tankiness. So there's a lot of picks you can go here, but I do think combo strikes is just in general gonna be the best one for me. So we'll make sure the enemy team isn't on boss. That's another thing you can do with Chen ult, is you just get free bosses whenever you want. Because you press R, and you just run around the boss point, and there's little the enemy team can do. If they are not protective of their healer, I will kill him. Or at the very least, zone him off of the rest of his team. So that's all we're trying to do right now. Now that he popped his Worgen form, we're going to go ahead and press our buttons. And I think I'm going to take him far, far away from his team. I need to be auto-attacking him to get my illusion back up. Or my evasion, I should say. And that worked out just fine. Friendly team got the cleanup good over there. I was hoping Tracer would chase this a little bit, but she did not. And we're going to have to try to deal with the Zeratul, who, depending on his build, could mess me up. He is a Q build, which Q build with no real resets, I think we'd be fine to brawl him if he wanted to brawl. But not if I miss my W. That's when we start to suck, whenever we miss our W. So we'll just take it easy for a moment. I do have my tap up, which we'll go ahead and do. Friendly team's taking boss. They'll get that uncontested, surely. And I guess we'll just hope Zeratul comes back. I bet he's gone. I think he learned his lesson from the start of the game that he can't mess with Fat Illidan. You can see that wave clear really skyrocketing with that level 13 talent, Ring of Fire. Level 13 is a huge talent pickup for Chen, because enough to share in the other build is when it gets complete. And for here, it grants you wave clear or even better single target damage if we wanted it. No clue where the enemy team is, and quite frankly, don't want to find out because, or don't want to fight them and find out, because we are not 20. 20 is going to be our last power spike as a team, and truthfully, Chen's 20s are pretty mid. He has nothing too insane with his level 20s. The only reason I'm here, by the way, is to disengage these allies if they get engaged upon. We will ping for some assistance here. We get a pick between becoming unstoppable, which in the other build can be a big power spike, and this build, it's pretty mid. You can also get an ult that's slightly better. But I find I don't pick this because I want to challenge myself to be better on my own terms with this ult, rather than just getting busted movement speed. So instead we pick up Energizing Brew, which grants us bonus HP and damage after we finish drinking a full thing of brew. Hopefully we can just catch this Zeratul with his pants down and get rid of him out of my game. There we go. With the help of Tracer, we are able to do it cleanly. And I guess I'll pick up these gems since I already have a few in my pocket. And one more turn-in does win us this game, which, I mean, most of this game has been spent just picking up coins. So I get why people don't like this map because of that reason. But I don't know. I think it doesn't play out much different than other maps. And can be very fun. We're so close to top hero damage and so safe with our siege that I think it's alright to go for top hero damage and just try to go crazy on this enemy team. Yeah, our siege is up enough to just go absolutely wild. Am a little bit afraid of if the enemy team starts to kite me. Yeah, what now, boy? I don't have top damage yet though, so we're gonna isolate a target and try to hit him ourselves. Trying to dodge any damage that might be coming our way. Don't mess with Fat Illidan, baby. And yeah, I'll take another. Aw, they put me in a trap. I need to be finishing off the siege damage though too. Pressing our stagger to try to avoid some of this ridiculous damage that the enemy team has been pumping out towards us, and finishing off the game there. So that's how you play Chen. That was the Fat Illidan version of Chen. The other build is equally as fun. You can see we got top soak, top hero damage, and top siege, and we didn't die once. And we were able to do this by pressuring the correct opponents at the proper times. So Zeratul we beat in the laning phase, and against targets that don't have a high HP pool or have a hard way of self-healing, Chen destroys them. Now, I understand, okay, well, Thrall can do that too because he just, you know, spams spells, but Thrall can survive in lane. Chen can thrive in lane against heroes like a Greymane, a Zeratul, even a Kira. You saw at the late game, we messed up that Kira. And if Fat Illidan gets upon a healer, it is game over for them. And like I mentioned, the best part is you obliterate Zagaras. If a Zagara is picked and you need to be the hero going up against them, pick Chen, you'll win every game with this exact build I just picked. So level 1, as I mentioned before, we go Eye of the Tiger. It increases our damage to enemies who are soaked in brew by 40%, and then Chen heals for 40% of the damage done. That's done by basic attacks, by the way. Accumulating Flame, it increases the damage of our W, and basic attacks against enemies that are ignited increase the duration of this ignite by 3/4 of a second. Elusive Brawler, you activate to gain 30% movement speed and evade enemy basic attacks. This works a little finicky because it does also evade summon basic attacks, which summons I thought dealt spell damage, so you shouldn't be able to evade them, but you do actually evade Hunter Killer Minion from Zagara, and I believe Zombie Wall basic attacks, things of that sort. And then Chen's basic attacks reduces cooldown by 2 seconds, so you actually, it's 25-second cooldown, but you end up having it up sometimes like 2 or 3 times in a fight. Wandering Keg, as mentioned before, I've actually never gone Storm, Earth, and Fire, the other channel, never once in the 9 years I've been playing this video game. Wandering Keg for a 50-second cooldown. It's too spammable. You can use it for so many circumstances. Stealing bosses, just confirming bosses. If you're playing Chen, there's no reason an enemy team should ever get a boss. It saves you because you just press your R and you just run away. It saves allies. You press R and it peels. It cancels mosh pits. You press R, it's gone. It cancels Holy Word Salvation. It's so good. It isolates targets. You press R and that poor Greymane is stuck in your backline, unable to leave. It's great. Ring of Fire, because we needed the wave clear this game, and it also helped with the damage, and just to keep the Zeratul in check. Combo strikes, as mentioned, his 16s are pretty underwhelming, but this is, I don't know, it shuffles between which ones I picked. I haven't landed on one that I'm like, this is definitively the best 16 to pick with this build, so you can try different ones out here. And then Energizing Brew, I find myself picking this one in most circumstances, because getting that extra 20% bonus damage on all your abilities and basic attacks, and extra bonus health, you really do feel it in the game. So yeah, that was Fat Illidan, that was Chen. I hope you guys did enjoy today's video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.